What's up everyone, this is NyhlekDreams and we are back with another weapon review. Today we're going to be taking a look at my favorite weapon in the game, the Zapotron, and the way that you know it's my favorite weapon is this little indicator right here. This icon shows that it is my favorite weapon. This blue box means that it can never be replaced, and the reason that it is my favorite weapon is because it pulls such crazy high damage numbers. It is a freak, it is a monster, it's a powerhouse in the ranged weapon department. Nothing can beat this out, and I don't think that I could ever show you guys how great this weapon is. Actually, I think that I'm the only one that could show you how great of a weapon this is, and I'm not going to keep you any longer. We're just going to jump right into it. The damage on this is such a crazy high damage number. We got 3,000, and then our headshot damage is 7,500. That's almost half of the damage, you know? That's just like such a jump from the previous damage. When you're hitting a headshot, you're hitting about half of what you're normally doing. So if you're able to aim for that head really well like I do, I probably have about an 85% headshot accuracy. On a good day after a good cup of chocolate milk, I probably have about 90%, maybe 91% headshot accuracy. If you're feeling like you're spot on with your headshots, this is going to be such a good boon to have for your loadout. And then we're going to go into the crit chance and the crit damage. Now we've got 10% crit chance here. It's a little bit high, but I normally would recommend probably about 5%, maybe 6 or 7 if you're really trying to stretch for something that's, you know, a mediocre type normal way to go. It's not too great, not too high, but 10% is just crazy. I don't think I've ever seen anything higher than that. And then we have a high 150% crit hit damage, and I don't think that I've ever seen anything quite as high as this on a base damage as well. Normally I would say that I see about 75 or 50%. This is just up from that because Epic knew that this would be the best weapon, so they kind of just threw it in there. But then we can go down to the fire rate. It's 1, so I think you could probably shoot out 1 lightning bolt every, 4 or 5 seconds or something like that maybe. And then your magazine size is going to be 6. Now I really want to pull your attention to this right here because this is important. The ammo cost is 2. So in reality, you're probably going to get about 12 shots before you have to reload this thing at 1.9 second reload time. That's not too much. I would say that's pretty fair. It's probably the most fair thing about the base stats that Epic decided to put on this weapon, just to give those other weapons a bit of another chance. But we can just jump right into the weapon perk rolls here. So what we got here on the 6th perk, I know this one's really important. We've got the damage dealt with this weapon snares the target by 30%, and that's going to last for 6 seconds. So the reason that this is so great is because right here we've got 30% damage to afflicted targets, so we'll be able to hit 30% extra damage to anything that is afflicted with a snare. And in reality, that's going to boost your damage enough to really see some great one-shots. But Epic didn't end there. I think that they gave me a special brand on this one, gave me kind of some special roles because I'm just really good at the game. I've been around for a while. I wouldn't really question any of my calculations, such as the magazine and the ammo costs. Before I came on to do the video, I calculated everything up and made sure that the math was solid behind this. I've been playing the game for a while, so you guys can trust me. I promise it's going to do great for you. And the next rolls that we have up are a 27% headshot damage, and we've got this 68% crit damage. So what you're going to be wanting to do is try to aim for the headshot damage because this pulls more damage than the crit damage. But if you happen to miss a headshot, you'll be able to crit for 68%, and that happens 10% of the time all the time. So it's really in a good spot. And then if you don't crit, you're always getting a higher headshot damage, so that's another buff. And the best weapon perk roll that we probably have here is the 21% durability. I can't stress how well this pairs with this weapon because it is the best weapon and you don't want it to break. You never want to see it go away. You can craft more of them, but you just want it to stay around as long as you want if you have this schematic. Luckily I was able to get my hands on this schematic. I don't know if anyone else was fortunate enough, so if you need one, 123 my home base if you're that kind of player, and I will really be glad to get you one of these because I don't think that anyone should miss out on this fun opportunity. And last but not least, we went ahead and decided to go with an energy element on this weapon, and that is because of the hero loadout that we decided to use. So we'll go ahead and use that time to transition over and show you that the reason we use the energy element is because we are running with the Energizer Bunny here. It's going to keep going and going and going, and you're really never going to stop all that really high damage damage output. Now, that's what we're going to be using in the commander slot, and he does have that 225% sniper critical damage, which is going to increase off of that base 150% crit damage on the Zapotron, I think probably. And in the team perk, moving on here, we went ahead and decided to go with Hunter's Instinct because rabbits are natural born predators, so it's only fitting that we give it the Hunter's Instinct to be able to seek any targets and hunt and destroy any of the husks in the mission. So we're going to go with Hunter's Instinct, and what that's going to do is eliminations during the evening or night grant 0.24% damage and 0.08% melee life leech up to 40 stacks. So what this is going to do is it's going to give you 0.24% damage on each stack that you get, and if you run out of ammo, you're going to have this nifty melee life leech perk that's going to allow you to turn the weapon into a melee weapon and just hit the husks with the butt of the gun. I don't know how many people really like that playstyle. I personally like to zap everything up and just watch it fry a little bit, which, you know, is a fun playstyle for me, but at least if you're going down on your health and, you know, kind of struggling to stay alive, this Hunter's Instinct perk is really going to help you keep alive with that melee life leech, turning the weapon into a melee weapon. So that's a nice little twist that they added onto this weapon. I don't think that that's around anywhere else, but it's a plus for this one because it is the greatest weapon that can ever be in the game. And we'll go ahead and move on to the support team. What we did is we went ahead and put Night Stalker in, and that's going to be increasing our movement speed during the evening and night. The reason that we did this is because we know that scientists have proven that rabbits are genetically engineered to move faster at night. The way that their legs are curved could only be activated once the lunar moon has risen to the top point in the sky and the sun is nowhere in sight. So this is really going to buff our rabbit. He's going to be able to move really quick at night, and it's just facts. It's really what's going to hold this build together in terms of getting around the map and being able to kill as much husks as possible to get our combat score up, because combat score is the most important factor in this game. But we're going to go ahead and move right along. Now next up we've got Miss Bunny Penny, and I know that Rabbit Raider Jonesy doesn't have Plasma Pulse, so this won't be able to decrease Plasma Pulse's energy cost by 38%, but every rabbit needs a nice rabbit companion, so they'll be able to take on all the husks together and, you know, maybe end up living happily ever after. And really that's not going to be that much of a loss, because up in the next slot we decided to slot Ragnarok, and honestly, what better than bringing about the destruction of all the Vikings and ceasing any hopes of reaching Valhalla. This is just a nice key factor in the loadout, and if that's not enough, we went ahead and decided to add Godzilla into the crew as well. Now what this is going to do, Godzilla is going to increase affliction duration by 34%, so that affliction damage that we're going to be doing on those snare targets, that's only going to last even longer. I mean, I don't think that it would ever be, you know, a better fit, because the snare is going to be afflicting them and just kind of keeping them slowed, and this is going to increase that duration of that affliction on that snare. So that's a really good boon to have as well for the team perk. And in the last slot we've got Ain't Done Yet with that Birthday Brigade Ramirez, and what that's going to do is it's going to increase going commando duration by 5 seconds, and we all know that Rabbit Raider Jonesy doesn't wear any underwear underneath that onesie, so however long he was allowed to not wear boxers, he doesn't have to prance around in any skivvies for an additional 5 seconds, so that's just great news for everyone. But we already know that Birthday Brigade Ramirez is going to be bringing the party, so let's go ahead and hop into some gameplay and see how good this Zapotron actually is. Now we've gone ahead and loaded into a build the radar mission because the community knows that the proper way to test any weapon is to go ahead and load into a mission where you can build some radar towers, and we've gone ahead and only slotted the Zapotron in the first slot because it's the only weapon we're going to need. And any review needs a good smasher test to fortify the sound logic behind how good the weapon is. So we're just going to go ahead and start tearing up this smasher here and just really doing our best to show you how great the weapon can perform. We'll go ahead and try and get out of the way. He got a nice little hit on us, but we're not going to give up. We're just going to keep hammering him with some zap shots and just keep working his health bar down. And I'm really ecstatic at how, well, see, I didn't need his help, but it's always nice to have a teammate there. This just really kind of fortifies how great the Zapotron is, to be honest. If he wasn't there, I probably was going to kill it in just another second or so, but you could see all of the really high crits when I wasn't getting a headshot. I was just hitting crits all the time, and when I did hit a headshot, which I think was about 91% of the time, just go ahead and, you know, count it up and maybe correct me if I'm a little wrong. I might have been on my 85% days there, but we went ahead and just decided to go wreck some face on Smashers today and show you how well this weapon actually performs. I really couldn't think of a weapon that would perform any better than this on any other occasion, and luckily we had a teammate there to show you how well his weapon can perform as well as this one. But I think that was a good comparison to show that the Zapotron just really came out on top there and allowed me to really come through and show how much of a hero this weapon can be for the community. And I kind of just wanted to solidify that the fact that this weapon is so good and how great it performs, it's going to be a staple in anyone's gameplay and change the way that they play for the better. And I'm just really glad that Epic allowed to give me one of the best schematics in the game. And as you can see here, we also did pull that spicy 296 combat score, which I said at the beginning of the video was the most important thing. These numbers are a little bit skewed. I think they might have had a bit of aimbot, but this is just real raw damage right here. This is just the best that you can perform at. So again, I just want to thank Epic and really show my appreciation for being one in the community that's lucky enough to have this rare schematic and be able to do so much mayhem and wreak so much havoc upon husks. No, but really guys, I hope that you all enjoyed the video, and if you're not aware of it yet, I just wanted to partake in some April Fools'ery, and if you've stuck around up until this point, then I really appreciate you. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded for the past few days. I've just been really busy and slammed with a lot of grinding and trying to get a lot of materials to continue to put videos out for you. So I want to thank you for your patience and thank you for all the support and positivity that you guys do give. I'm really trying my best to manage things and get things out to you guys to be able to help you out. So again, thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for your support, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.